Well, hey, everybody. I'm going to give it just a few moments so that people can pop on and we can talk about our meditation today. Think I will just leave it as it is as far as volume. So I appreciate the feedback that some of you guys have been giving me about the meditations. It's so great to know that they're working for you, and I'm so excited that you are setting yourself up for success in 2021 with a consistent daily meditation. So, the meditation technique that I wanted to share with you today is in the group of being labeled as a dynamic meditation. So, I wanted to talk about that a little bit. What is dynamic meditation? And basically, dynamic meditation was introduced to the United States by dominantly Osho. Rajneesh Osho is his spiritual name, Osho. And the dynamic meditations, actually, there's movement. That's a great way to kind of think about, like, how does a meditation work when it's called a dynamic meditation. And anytime you hear those words, dynamic and meditation together, you can anticipate that there'll be some type of movement with it, right? So Osho had several that he brought to the West and shared with us. Some were like shaking meditations, laughing meditations, heart opening meditations with hand movement and foot movements. And then today, the dynamic meditation that we will be practicing has an arm movement. So it's important for you right now, as far as your space goes. I'm going to change this camera angle just a little bit. As far as your space goes, make sure that you can take your arms out wide, reach your arms up. So you want to be able to have a full range of in front of you, left and right of you, and then up, right? And then from there, you can just bring your hands down. So, those of you just joining us, dynamic meditation is what we'll be doing today. And I'm giving you a super chill dynamic meditation. And the reason that I really like dynamic meditation, I was introduced to it at the age of 19. That's when I was first introduced to Osho as well. So I've been a fan for a really long time. And one of the things that I like about dynamic meditation is early on in life, I was labeled with anxiety. And it was always really hard for me to just like sit down and close my eyes and meditate because it would feel like ants under my skin, right? I was like, I had all this excess energy. At the time, it was labeled as anxiety. What I've grown to understand is it was all this excess energy. I have a lot of energy even now at my current age. So you can imagine back then at 19, I had a lot of energy, right? And energy, when it's in the body and it doesn't get discharged, it builds, it builds, it builds, right? And one of the ways you can just naturally discharge energy is through movement. And for myself, I found that by doing a dynamic meditation, it was a lovely way for me to get grounded and get present without just going into that very typical, like, meditative stillness, because that can be pretty percussive for the newbie, right? That's a little intense. And you'll get a couple other techniques that I was introduced to very early on. Today, we've got dynamic meditation. Another one that you'll get is mantra. I'm a huge fan of mantra. I do it every day. So we'll talk about that. And for that one, you may want to have, if you have a mala or if you have some beads or something that you can use to count with, that'll be great. But for tonight, this evening's meditation, what you really want to do is find yourself in a comfortable seat, right? So I've got my hips propped up so that my knees can drop below my hips. So there's no tension in my knees or my hips. You could also do this seated in a chair. And you could also do the meditation this evening standing if you'd like. I'm going to do it seated so that I can stay in front of the camera, but know that you can step back and do all of this with me while you're standing up. So, this is a meditation that can be done any time of day. And what I have found is in teaching this, a lot of people find that they feel very grounded when this practice is complete. So, things that you'll want to do for those of you that maybe just popped on is you want to make sure that you have plenty of room to expand the arms out left and right to reach the arms up and then bring the arms back down full cycle here. So, forward, out, and up, right? Those will be our movements. So, right now, just take a moment to check that. Forward, splay the arms apart, out, and then reach the arms up as you bring the hands back down. And this will be the cycle of our movement. And we're going to be doing this. This will be the shortest meditation that we do, right? So tonight we'll finish well before 8:30. And we're going to be doing this for 5 minutes. And so 5 minutes doesn't sound like a lot of time, but when you start getting focused and you start moving, it can become quite amazing very rapidly to see what happens in the mind. So I want you to just notice any narrative that pops up for you. I want you to notice any story that the mind has about this type of meditation, because each type of meditation has many, many benefits, right? We're just trying to dial in what is the one that's working best for you right now, because that's the one we want you to step out of this week of meditation with and continue to facilitate, right? Whether that's more meditations with me, whether it's Insight Timer, the Calm app, other YouTube teachers, videos, that sort of thing, whatever it is. The key is we're just trying to find your sweet pocket of what's going to take you into the rest of January, and then hopefully I'll see you back here on YouTube in February for another week of meditation. So bring your palms together, give them a nice little rub, and then from here just bring the thumbs to the chest. And I'm going to turn to the side so you can kind of see my hands a little bit. Not having the fingers straight up, but we're going to kind of have them point out like at a little bit of an arrow here. So you can see my thumbs are still resting, but my fingertips are up and out at about a 45-degree angle. Close the eyes for a moment and just set the intention to stay with the breath. Nothing else matters but the breath. The movement will syncopate eventually with the breath. So the only thing I want you to be thinking about here with this is the breath, right? So you're going to have the hands resting on the heart. The fingers kind of tip out at about a 45-degree angle. Shoulders are nice and soft and relaxed. Be mindful of the chin lifting, right? You're dropping the chin down. And then here you'll close the eyes. If you need to have the eyes open to see the first few rounds, please do that. But then once you find your rhythm, close the eyes. We'll set our intention now to stay with the breath. No breath, no movement. They must become one. Palms press gently into one another. As you inhale, arms go forward like an arrow. As you exhale, open the palms wide. You'll inhale, reach the arms up overhead, bring the palms together overhead. The exhalation brings them back down to heart center. And we will continue like this, inhaling forward, exhaling open. Inhaling up, palms come together overhead. Exhaling heart center. Keep moving like this. Fingertips forward with the inhale. Exhale, open. Inhale, overhead, palms touch. Exhale, heart center. Once you find that rhythm, close the eyes. Just focus on the breath. See how fluid and smooth you can make the breath and the movement. You'll notice it'll start to slow down because the breath naturally gets deeper. Beautiful. Keep going. Inhaling, fingertips forward. Exhaling, arms go wide. Inhaling, reach up, palms together overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Continue like this with me. Just focus on the breath. The movement will naturally syncopate with the breath. You're doing great. Stay with it. Breath and movement becoming one. Mind lining up into the present moment. Breath always here. Body always here. Mind always someplace else. Two more full, complete cycles. We'll meet with the palms at heart center. Then from here, just release the hands down to the knees or thighs. Palms up or down, whatever feels the most natural to you. And just observe what you're feeling in the heart space. Observe if you chose the option to stand, do you feel more grounded in the feet? If you chose to sit, do you feel more grounded in the seat? Almost as though the body feels heavy and light at the same time. We'll be here observing for a few more minutes, eyes closed, natural breath. from here, just slowly allow the eyes to open. So, I find that this type of meditation is, you heard me say earlier that you may have this grounding sensation in the body and then light in the heart space. I personally have found that dynamic meditations do an amazing, amazing job at getting us present in our physicality, yet hyper aware of our spirituality. And so, if you're a person who likes to look things up, I would suggest looking up some of the dynamic meditations with Osho. They're quite fascinating and very liberating. He was came over from India and made these wonderful offerings. So try them out. There's quite a few of them here on YouTube for free, so do check them out. And as far as this one is called arrow breathing, and it'll be here for you to use forever. So you can just check into it and give it a try. I'd love to know what you thought, what you felt, anything like that that you want to share with me. I would love to know. And yeah, tomorrow we'll have mantra repetition. So it'll be a little bit shorter than the full 30 minutes. And this evening we meditated for 8 minutes. So just giving you an idea of how long some of the meditations are so that you're able to decide, yeah, I definitely like that. No, I definitely prefer a 20-minute meditation, a 15, a 5, that sort of thing. I really want to use this week to help you go past that 3-minute meditation. 3 minutes of meditation has been proven scientifically to be amazing. I want to help you get into that 5-minute mark, 10-minute mark, 15-minute mark, maybe 20-minute mark, maybe 30-minute mark, depending on where you are right now, right? Knowing that 20 to 30 minutes is really the sweet spot. That's the one where consistent meditation is magic for body, mind, spirit. So, thank you guys so much for showing up. It's so appreciated. And I'll see you back here tomorrow for a mantra practice at 8 p.m. All right. Bye. Good night.